Operating system is an interface between the user and the computer. It is giving you an environment here to operate the computer in a flexible way, because it is a collection of the software that manages the computer hardware resources and provides here the common services for the computer programs. Therefore, this operating system is one of the very important part. Which operating system you are preferring, based on that also the effectiveness of your working also will be decided. So it is giving you here the certain messages, warning messages. Through that you can talk to computer and you can operate the computer in a flexible manner. Batch operating system. This is one of the oldest method which you people are having, where the users programs or jobs are taken in the form of a batches, and it is in the form of a punched cards, and then it forms here the batches of that punch cards, and then it will be loaded into the processor, and then it will be executed by the computer with the processor one by one. So here the multiple jobs are grouped together in one particular batch, and how it will be executed, it has been shown in this image. You can observe it here. See, the user 1 is having job 1, user 2 is having job 2. Like this way, multiple jobs are there, will be given to the operator. Means the here the computer processor will operate that particular jobs with the help of here this particular batches kind of thing, where the user can design these operations to allocate it to the processor in the form of the batches, and the group of the punch cards will be made by a certain sort of logic, maybe job 752 together, maybe job 41 together, and like this way these punch cards will get grouped together in the form of batches, will be given to the processor, as well as the operating system also will support here to switch over from one punch card to another punch card, and from switching from one batch to the another batch in the continuation fashion, and taking care of the overall delay of your particular execution of the jobs. Real time operating system. This real time operating system is having a specific uh, orientation of execution. Means what? It is working in the dynamic environment. Whatever inputs you are giving, it expects here the quick support for execution of that particular job. It is giving minimum delay, because the storage and the other part will be automatically managed in a very faster manner, and such kind of systems are here having a certain time limit. Otherwise the job gets lost in between the execution of the time period. If here the jobs are taking more time, then here it may not be completed, and it will not be the part of the real time operating system. Network operating system. This is the software that just controls the network and transfers the packets over the network. Means what? When you people are having here the network configuration to be done, LAN or any network configuration has to be done. This kind of operating system supports you here the environment to configure the multiple machines, as well as to work into the multiple machines into the lab. So maybe you have a one local area network LAN, and then in that you people are working with the multiple machines active status. You want to pass the messages to the specific number of machines. These whole things can be worked with the help of one of the operating system support. It is called as a network operating system. You can have a Linux, that is one of the powerful operating system you people are having. You can have a Windows background, that also can be there. Distributed operating system. In the distributed operating system, here the task is divided among the different processors. And then these all the processors communicates together using telephone lines, or it can be communicating through your bus structures in the computer architectural point of view, and it is not taking care of any geographical distance. If your computers or the servers are geographically distributed in a different areas, still you people can communicate in that operating system. Multi-user operating system. This operating system supports the various users to perform the different tasks at the same time. Means multiple users can be log in simultaneously, parallelly they can work in the similar login and etc. That also can work into the multi-user operating system. You can have here Linux is one of the example. Unix is one of the general example that you do see it in your graduation, and that is a multi-user operating system where multiple users are working together into the operating system. Embedded operating system. Here operating system have a limited number of resources, and therefore this is having a very compact and extremely efficient nature in the designing. In this case here, this kind of embedded operating system is basically manipulated, embedded with the help of certain kinds of support of hardware devices. Mobile operating system. In mobile operating system, everybody knows that you have a personal tablet PCs, otherwise smartphones. The operating system supports is iOS as well as Android. This kind of different versions of the operating systems are supporting to coordinate into the node. Here, these are the certain logos of operating system like Windows, Windows 8, then Linux. How Fedora is one of the operating system you are having. FreeBSD, Solaris, Microsoft Disk operating system. This is the DOS which people are having. Android, Media Access Control, Mac OS. That this kind of also you people can have it. The operating system Ubuntu, you people are having it's a Linux extension that you people can have a operating system support into the computerized environment. Computer can have multiple components. The major components are distributed in the hardware and software. Everybody knows the hardware input devices, that is keyboard and mouse. Through that you are giving the input. You are giving the input from the other external devices also if you want to apply it into your particular configurable machines. Output device, everybody knows it's a display monitor. You people can have a printer, you people can have a sufficient output devices. If external display you are connecting, that also may be here the part of it. You people can have a secondary storage devices in terms of the hard disk, in terms of here the CD drive, DVD drive, that also can be there. Internal components of the computer, everybody knows it as processor is there, motherboard is there, random access memory is there, etc. Such kind of components may be there the part of the hardware. Software, it is a set of program which is designed to perform a well defined function. So therefore this kind of program is having a multiple sort of instructions which are written for to solve the particular problem. So there are two main categories of the software, that is application software and system software. The application software where all the programs you apply to a specific task or a specific operation. That kind of software is called as the application software. This application you people are designing for your own business purpose. Maybe you people are having a payroll system, means where the employees payment slips are getting generated. Maybe you people are having here the inventory control system where you are checking the stock at your particular shop, otherwise any kind of a mall. You people can have here a stock checking will be done by inventory control system. You people can have any application based which is permitting you to do certain kinds of a specific task is the application software. Anything medical operating, medical management system, library management system, all these may be the part of application software. Everything will be the part. Now what is then system software? This includes here the programs that are managing here the computers as well as the operating system interaction. So this kind of softwares you people can have it, like the operating system support Windows, Linux you are having, and it is supporting you here certain sort of a system software. Like here you people can have, like now you are using the Turbo C into the imperative programming. In practical you are using Turbo C In this case here, to run the program, this turbo C environment, you need separate compiler. So compiler is a system software. Exactly same way, which is allowing here to execute that programs as well as to interact with your particular operating system. That kind of softwares are called as a system software, which is one kind of mediator between your programming environment and the user, and then you are getting the output accordingly. The computer is supporting here the input, then it is processing the input based on certain logic provided by the user, and then you are getting here the concern output as per the requirement into the system. To perform this here in computer programming environment, you should be having a certain logic or certain sequence of working into the programming environment, and it is called as a skilled task. This should be one of the good skill with everybody, and every part is having here certain sort of a skill, and that is represented here into the program development life cycle. This diagram is interpreting here the working environment of program development life cycle. You can observe here the first part which you people are having, that is understand the problem. Whatever program you want to design, you will have to understand here the actual working of that program, understand the aim and the scope of the program. Based on this particular understanding here, how you are going to be designed, how you are going to work into the overall program to get the output, that you need to think it. We need to think about what kind of output has to be produced. Then here you can plan for here the programming, obviously, and that is called as understand the program. If I'm asking you here, find write down the program in a C environment for addition of two numbers. So everybody knows that addition of two numbers can be directly done, but you think about that how you people can get here the output. So there should be a proper flow, means input should be given, then process means what, your addition of two numbers, and then output means whatever your answer is there, that answer should be displayed on the computer monitor. This is the general way how you are writing the program and how do you expect the environment. So therefore plan the logic. You need to plan for that particular logical execution. Preparing the logic is the prime activity of program development lifecycle. Addition of two numbers, I ask you, it's simple, just two numbers has to be added. If I'm telling you here average of five numbers, then there is some logic. I need to add five number, then I should divide that five numbers addition by five, then I will get the answer. I need to print it. Same way I can have it here, calculate here the simple interest for the given values. So in the account here, how the simple interest you will, how you are calculating. So you need to find out here the formula for calculating the simple interest. So this way the planning has to be there. Based on that, write the code. Means convert these planning, whatever you thought about it, convert it into the programming environment. Means apply, you said it na, import two numbers, so then write down the program statement for inputting two number. Okay, I said then addition of two number, then write down the program statement for addition of two number. I am telling output the answer, this is my statement, but computer will not understand output the answer. So you write down the equivalent program statement for writing the answer on the screen. Means how will you display it on the computer? Then translate the code. This translation is needed because you are writing this particular code in your own programming environment. Like C programming, you are using it to the practical now. So you are writing it into the C programming statement. Computer will not understand immediately this code which you have written. This code always has to be converted into the binary in language, and that conversion can be done by this translator. translate the code. So compiler or interpreter, this is one of the translator you are having. Test the program means testing has to be there. So this will be done after translating. The testing means the errors, if you are getting, that errors will be manipulated into this case. Put the program into the instructions, into the production, instead of instruction, into the production. So for that purpose, here you are executing the program and then you are giving the input, and you expect here the proper accurate output. If not getting the proper output, then you are maintaining the program, means again you are readjusting the program statement, and you are expecting again the same procedure to be repeated again and again. In this program development life cycle, translation of the code in the machine readable format is one of the important issues. As I told in this diagram, after writing the programming statement, you need to translate it into the binary code. You can look my cursor. Here you are translating the program into the binary code, and that can be done by this particular logic. Write and correct the program code, compile the program, execute the program, and apply this kind of output. So write and correct the program code means you are maintaining it. During the maintenance, again you are compiling the program. What is the use of compiler? Listen to it carefully. Whatever program you are writing into the C programming or imperative environment, that particular programs are high level language program. Why it is called as a high level, students? Because it is written in English text language. Computer doesn't understand it. Computer only understands here binary language. So therefore, you need to have such kind of a translator which converts high level language programs into machine level language, and that will be done by this compiler. Compiler is converting high level language program into machine level language, and it is done at these steps. At the same time, during the conversion, it understands every line of the program, and if this every line is getting interpreted properly, the program will get successful. And if every line during the interpretation found some error, then that error will be given to the user. So look at the flow after the compilation. If there are syntax or any other errors will be listed to the user. User will come to know which line is having error, and then user will modify the program again and will compile it again. Again, if error is there, it will do the same thing. Again, if error is not there, then the program will get executed. Means your program will get run. You are running the program. It is expected, student. This is not executing the program. This is just converting it into the binary language, because your program computer will not understand directly. You are writing Java program, you are writing HTML scripting with the JavaScript, etc. So that generally will not be understandable by the computer. It should be having the Java compiler, it should be having the C compiler. So compiler converts high level language to the machine level language. And then you can execute that addition of two number ka program, which I am giving it in the example, where you will have to give the input data that the program uses. You will have to give the input data for the program, and then you people can execute, and you will get here the program output. This way here you people can develop the logic into your programming statement, and you can basically work out with this particular programming logic. Pseudocode. This is an informal program description which do generally written into the manual. Whenever you people are having any kind of a programming manual to be given, any software manual to be given to the customers, that time instead of writing here the whole particular program details, so many lines, here certain part of the program can be written, and it is a English like representation of the logical steps it takes to solve a problem. So not the whole problem ka statements have been written, only some of the informal program statements has been written, which is showing here the logical way of working into the program. Pseudocode representation of a number doubling problem means number doubling means what? If I have a 2, I should get the 4. If I have a 5, I should get the 10. Just doubling the number. So that can be written in terms of this way. Start, input my number means give any number, set my answer is equal to my number into 2 means what? You are multiplying it by 2 and then you are just giving the output, that is my answer. Start with the thing here. You people are having input number, suppose it is 5, then my answer is equal to 5 into 2, and then that is the output, that is a 10 will be printed like this way. So here this is just giving here the briefings about here in the informal way. These are the statements which are not in the programming statement. These are your English language statements are there. At the same time here, it is giving here the general outline of the certain part of the program. It is like step from, it is written way of the starting algorithm. This also can be called as a algorithmic way of writing the program. This is the algorithm only, the doubling of the number. If addition of the two number I have to give it, how will I write? I will write start, input two numbers, then answer is equal to first number plus second number, and then printing the answer. So the same way here you are writing here the logical way of working into the program. This kind of pseudocode will not be compiled or executed because it is not in your programming format. So there are no real formatting or specific rules into the pseudocode. Only the benefit of the pseudocode is that it enables the programmer to concentrate on algorithmic way and to understand what is happening into the actual problem, into the actual problem execution, what is happening. You people can write here any way of writing the pseudocode. There is no specific thing that you should write the pseudocode for only this part. You can write it for any of the programming statement, and this is just one sample that has been given into the slide.